Sally grows close to Nurse Nellie Keane as rumours begin to circulate about their intimacy at the camp on Tenko at 9 p.m. But first, sit back and relax with the Thamesmen.
Ta-da!
How we doing?
Good, thank you very much, sir. How are you?
I'm good and slightly nervous about this next track, honestly.
I know. I'm slightly nervous about this next track because we had a little look at the notes and we started giggling about it.
Before we'd even started. I'm George, I'm in Los Angeles.
My name's Alex, I'm in San Francisco, and you've reached Thamesmen. You're very welcome to be here and the kind of mess up of a reaction channel that we have.
Let's not over egg it, you know.
Let's not oversell
it, shall we? You know,
exactly. It's a complete catastrophe.
If you come to watch, that whole thing where people driving down the freeway, there's a car accident, and you can't help but look. You know, it is that. You know, just
what people don't know is before this we actually had a magic routine, but then we got banned from doing that, and then and we tried lots of things, and we've ended up on a reaction channel.
Anyway, what else is there to do? Really, is there? So
ice skating. I told you, ice skating.
I still want to go back to the idea of rock stars and Potter's wheels. I think that was the last night's idea or whatever it was. That was a bloody good idea. I think
Rock Potter. Yeah. So we get 4 old rock stars. Yeah. And we give them a potter's wheel and some clay, and we tell them to make something, and it's rock off Potter.
Rock Potter off.
Rock Potter off.
Rock Potter off.
It's instead of Rock Manon off, it's Rock Potter.
You heard it here, folks. If someone else steals this idea, it's ours. Copyright. We want to cash in on it.
Bono would have a shit fit.
Do you think who would be the best Potter out there? Do you think?
Probably, I think Keith.
No. He'd just make an ashtray, wouldn't he, or something like that? Something rubbish. I hate. I think Gilmore, because he's just like one of those horribly talented people who would just be like really good at everything. RT. He would turn up with like a swan, out of clay.
And then Roger down the end would just be doing some like Hitler sign and then smashing it into pieces and storming off as an art piece, He'd be no good. And then Nick Mason would just, he just feels lucky to be there. He could have been anyone, really, Nick?
Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, well, they're not going to come on our show then, are they? Good. Excellent. Well done. That's ruined that one.
Well, Pink Floyd aren't getting back together. Did you see that?
The thing about Roger Waters and Gilmore's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. So Polly Sampson, Gilmore's wife, attacked old Rog on Twitter 2-3 days ago. I mean, she launched into him, and the worst, and she called him anti-Semitic and this and that and whatever. The worst one, she said, and tax dodger and lip syncer. I mean, that's really low, right? So then he's come back and he's had a little shit fit and basically saying, I'm going to get my shit together and maybe we're going to go legal. And then Gilmore's come in and he said, everything my wife said is true. And everyone's saying, so is that it? Yeah, are Pink Floyd ever going to get back together again or not? I mean, here we are, 2022. Ringo's released his singles, right? Mick Jagger's released a single, and Pink Floyd are fucking arguing.
Well, they might need to get back together to get enough money to pay the legal bills. You never know,
I sent a message saying the only way you can get them back is to go back on tour and cap the price at $20 a ticket, Roger.
Ah, there you
go. All right.
So, what are we doing?
Let's Heilung.
So,
all right.
What do we know? So,
hit the notes up because the last line had.
Okay, so this is for a track from 2022, and the track is called Anoana. And it says, this is our notes, thank you, Chris, for these. Experimental folk music from Germany and Scandinavia, basing their music off...
Enough. Just there, you can stop.
Do you know we've got that category called Viking Rock? This is it.
I know.
This is our Viking Rock.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Let's just pull that together. Let's pull that back. Experimental, German, Nordic...
Folk music.
Folk rock.
And
that's a fucking clusterfuck to begin with.
Right. But not only that, do you want to know more?
Yes.
They're basing their music off runic inscriptions from the Bronze, Iron, and Viking ages.
Of course they fucking are.
So this is like a medieval Sabaton then, is this what we're dealing with?
Do you think that... Do you think their running order, right? And they tape their running order down by the monitors to see what. Do you think it's a tablet of stone? And they just chisel away there, just
change the set list. They describe their music as oh god, amplified history from early medieval Northern Europe. Okay, all the instruments are instruments that would have been available in the Iron Age. This is their latest single. What is this? Like they're hitting rocks together,
right? Rock solo.
There's no true rock music we got here, isn't it?
It's rock.
Look, we're going to get... but apparently it's very popular. It's got a lot of views, this. So, I think,
Seriously, now let's just think about this. What instruments did they have? What could they be getting? So they can't... There's no bass guitar, thank God. There's no bass. It's rocks or clay slap, right? You
had the jesters and they had the bells. You had bells.
I'd goat beat.
You'd be a goat.
I'd have 8 or 9 all in a low, and I'll be in an early synthesizer.
Who was that? That was Monty Python, wasn't it? With the mouse piano.
Yeah, with the mouse piano. But I would have
goats.
But they must have had metal.
Well, Iron Age, of course, iron.
Yeah,
bronze.
But they would have had pig iron. No, that's a Bronze Age.
You said songs from Viking and bronze and iron and stone. Not stone. Yeah, but maybe they would have had horns like ram's horns and things like that.
Well, they've got cymbals and
maybe. Well, let's see. Yeah. Let's see.
All right. Okay.
And now behave yourself.
They better not have an amp.
Yeah, right. Well, no, he said it was amplified history. This wasn't it?
Oh yeah. They got around that.
There's a loophole there.
I'm going to send Sabaton to smack them up
with the red barrel.
You want amplified history, right?
We'll do even earlier history, right?
All right, keep a straight face on this one. I bet it's
probably very good. Actually.
Yeah, I know. All right, 3, 2, 1, boom.
Oh, that's a good bass sound. Oh, I have no idea what that was about. But I like it. I liked it a lot. It was different.
They're off their fucking tits.
They're completely mad.
Off the tits, I tell you. If you went down the supermarket down here in Marin dressed in that garb and with your horns on and everything, you went down there for bread and butter, you would get beaten
No,
up.
I think in Marin they'd accept it. It's Marin. You probably got
Where
lots of
we
people
come
like-
from, Reading. Where we come from,
Reading,
Reading.
they would.
You try. Well, first of all,
What?
the horns.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would be nice.
They're not going to go on tour
Well, you don't think so? I bet they do.
because you can't get on a bloody plane with those horns.
I don't.
Can you imagine trying to get on a plane or trying to get in the
I don't
car?
think they're real. You know,
They do.
I
They
mean,
do.
at the end where she went up against the bison or the buffalo or whatever it was, I don't, yak. I don't think I'd have given her good odds on that one. You know,
No.
I think it would have mowed her down and she'd be just left there lying on the back.
There would have been a new wanted sign for lead singer. You know, the last one in a tragic bison accident.
Right. It's like a drummer blowing up. It's get run over by a bison in medieval tracks. But
And so they can't really go on tour because they can't really go anywhere with those horns. And also, I mean, they are completely off their nuts. I mean, like the second album's going to be hard.
that was their third album. I read that somewhere. It was the third album. So
I'd hate to hear the first. They got through the tricky
they
second.
got through the tricky second. They got to a third. So, but I mean, look, come on. Let's be fair. I loved the.
All right,
I
also,
loved the sound.
who's gonna-
of it was like as a
who's gonna
soundscape, you know, like the whole layers of singing and that the bass drum, that kick. It was because it was a modern recording. It had so much depth to it, and I really liked the way it just punched. You know, every time. I thought I liked that. You know.
Yeah, but who's going to call them out, right? Who's going to call them out? You could that they're just making shit up, right? Because they could for the singer. That is not Bronze Age, mate.
Yeah, right, exactly. I saw a really interesting article the other day. Do you remember in England you used to have a sealed knot, which was like they were reenactors of,
Yes.
the medieval, like battles in England or whatever they were. And apparently they had a bit of a schism because some people thought they were not being realistic enough, and you know they were sort of doing things which weren't right, and you know, and they'd some people were like, you know, okay, we've got a meeting now, turn your phones off, and it's just like it's all made up, the whole bloody thing, you know. But it's like sort of, I don't know, it's still good.
I mean, also Bronze Age instruments. I saw one drum.
Well, yeah, okay, a drum. So that was a drum. It was drum and vocals, and there was some horns there. I think when there was a bit of hornage, you know. Well, like real ones, but there was, it was. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't think if you'd gone to King Arthur's castle, you know, or the Viking forts, if they had forts, they'd have been singing that per se, would they?
Where we come from, Reading,
That's no good. Yeah,
they would have lasted 2 minutes on the street before someone did them over.
stole their horse.
You can't.
a poacher shot them.
Just rip them.
Well, I'll take it from home.
Nick
for
one
dinner.
horn.
Yeah,
Oi, Bambi.
not that we know any poachers, of course, but no.
Okay. As a soundscape, I enjoyed it. As trying to pass it off as Iron Age, Stone Age, Bronze Age music with traditional instruments, bit fucking far-fetched.
Well, yeah, okay. But, I mean, did it not remind you of The Who? Remember that track, the Mongolian throat singers, who were sort of, you know, electrified, traditional Mongolian throat singing sort of thing?
Yeah, I
It
did.
had that sort
Yeah,
of,
of course
that
I
sort
did.
of feeling to it, shall we say, you know?
Yeah, I do. And I mean, there are bands like Air, and they don't play instruments after
true.
1989 or whatever like that. And the Who, they do the traditional instruments, but they merge them. But that, I mean, we're going to do Nordic, whatever and whatever. Oh man, that is a hell of a bag. But well done them for hitting 3 albums.
Yeah, right. And a lot of views. But but I think it.
Can you imagine the writing room? It's like, all right, we're working on a new album. I've got a new one. All right, okay. It goes like this. Oh, wait, we did that on the... okay, right. What about this one? Hey, that's it. Get some rock in there, mate. Get some rock in there.
You can imagine though, like if just for mood, they're in the writers' room, and then the studio, and we've got to build. Because I've been to studios, and musicians like to build mood. They like to. I remember being in a Marilyn Manson studio, and because it was they put a huge tent over the recording console, and they were mixing there with like headlights on. And it was like hot as hell. So like, there's always like the lava lamps everywhere and incense. So what's their mood? They have like skins around and
child sacrifice,
a bonfire in the middle of the studio.
And bison shitting all over.
Got to get the mood to write these songs.
Yeah. Bring the child out. We've got a solo coming up. Burner,
the witch. No, but
stick some antlers on her. No. All right, well, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I can tell. It been interesting. Anyway, so what are we missing? What are we? Obviously.
No, we are missing. Obviously. We're missing the first 2 albums.
Maybe we should do a deeper dive into the first 2 albums.
All right, so if anyone tells... could they do the top 5... what about?
No, don't make people do that. It's okay.
No, all right, okay.
It was an experience. I loved it for what it was, and
if anyone else has got elk children and you want to send photos in with horns glued on, please do. Yeah. That's always appreciated.
It was an interesting. I mean, I just wonder who the father was.
Oh yes, I know. Old Buck down the road,
Randy, old devil, and sorry.
No. All right,
it was the bison at the end. It was like, anyway.
What, had his wicked way with
No.
Is that where the child came from? The bison didn't have horns.
Oh, that's true. Okay, look, I'm not... No, do I look... do you think I look like an expert on bison? And it's probably not even a bison. It's a
bison expert you are not. Just hold it by its ring.
You remember that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chris, for lining that one up. And to all the fans of the band, we are sorry.
But it was good. I enjoyed it. Different.
Oh, yeah.
Different.
Yeah. You're different.
Very
different. In an Iron Age way.
See you in the 21st century.
I'm off to get into my my loincloth, and I'm going to paint my face white, grow a fringe white, and then stick some horns on, and then get 3-album deal.
Put it on Instagram, could you?
Yeah, 3-album deal. This one's called da 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 da.
Well,
all right,
it's cool, good.
I've wasted my life.
You have definitely. Yeah.
All I had to do was stick some horns on. All right,
we'll see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Dear, oh dear.